welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber Podcast. Each episode brings you timely insights, expert analysis, and actionable intelligence to keep you ahead in the ever-changing world of cybersecurity. Subscribe to the newsletter at baremetalcyber.com to stay connected. And don't forget to visit cyberauthor.me, your one-stop destination for a wide collection of bestseller cybersecurity books. Equip yourself with knowledge from industry experts and stay ahead of the threats. Let's get started with today's topic. Click less, protect more, building your office's human firewall. Cybersecurity often hinges on the weakest link, and in many organizations, that's the very employees trusted to uphold security practices. Human curiosity, innocent mistakes, and everyday complacency can quickly become gateways for cyber disasters, leaving even robust technical defenses vulnerable. However, by transforming employees from potential liabilities into proactive defenders, creating a human firewall, organizations can significantly enhance their resilience against cyber threats. Through engaging training, humorous yet insightful education, realistic simulations, and active involvement of leadership, organizations can foster a powerful culture of cybersecurity vigilance, converting ordinary team members into extraordinary cyber warriors ready to protect themselves and their organization. Every employee has the potential to become what cybersecurity professionals jokingly call a curious clicker. These are the individuals who innocently unleash chaos on the organization's digital environment by simply clicking an enticing email link. It's not always negligence or carelessness, often it's just irresistible curiosity, fueled by clever social engineering tactics. Attackers exploit psychological principles such as urgency, authority, or exclusivity to make these phishing emails practically impossible to resist. In fact, many sophisticated attacks start with something as innocent as "you've been mentioned in an important company announcement," prompting a swift, thoughtless click from even the most cautious employee. Real-world examples show that no one is immune from the lure of a cleverly disguised phishing email. Even seasoned professionals have fallen victim to scams impersonating trusted contacts, urgent financial messages, or compelling industry updates. One notable case involved a company executive tricked by an email mimicking the chief financial officer's writing style perfectly, requesting an immediate fund transfer. Another involved staff members clicking malicious links cleverly embedded in fake meeting invites, instantly compromising their systems. Each click may seem trivial at first, but the financial damage, data loss, and reputational harm caused by these seemingly small errors can spiral into monumental cyber disasters. Employees commonly commit routine cybersecurity errors that often have outsized consequences. Forgetting passwords, an everyday annoyance, has significant security implications, especially when employees resort to writing them down or reusing the same easily guessed credentials across multiple platforms. The human memory paradox comes into play here. People struggle to recall complex passwords, yet have no problem remembering trivial details from their favorite streaming series. Another frequent blunder is the accidental sharing of sensitive data through unsecured channels, like sending confidential reports via personal email accounts or cloud services without proper encryption. Even diligent employees can inadvertently become conduits of data leaks by innocently overlooking proper protocols. Famous cybersecurity slip-ups often make headlines, highlighting how vulnerable organizations can become when human errors intersect with sophisticated cyber attacks. For instance, the infamous Equifax breach, impacting millions, began with a seemingly minor oversight, an employee failing to promptly apply a security patch. Similarly, Twitter experienced embarrassment when employees unknowingly handed account access to scammers impersonating internal tech support. These incidents demonstrate how even minor lapses in judgment, seemingly harmless shortcuts, or overlooked security practices can snowball into massive breaches, costing companies millions and damaging public trust. There's also the prevalent myth that an organization's information technology department alone can serve as an impenetrable barrier against cyber threats. The reality, however, is that even the most competent tech teams have limits. Technical solutions like firewalls, antivirus software, and intrusion detection systems are undeniably crucial, but they can't fully compensate for human fallibility. When employees rely entirely on information technology's assurances, captured humorously in the phrase, "but information technology said it was secure," they often let their guard down, unintentionally weakening security defenses. Furthermore, the dangerous phenomenon of overconfidence can occur on both sides. Information technology experts mistakenly assuming everyone knows how to recognize phishing, and newcomers assuming their system is safe simply because information technology set it up. Another significant cybersecurity barrier is the pervasive "not my job" mentality. When security isn't explicitly part of an employee's listed responsibilities, it often ends up ignored or overlooked entirely. Employees may assume cybersecurity is the sole province of information technology departments or security specialists, thus failing to adopt even basic precautions like reporting suspicious activity or double-checking requests for sensitive information. Without genuine employee buy-in and a collective sense of responsibility, even the most thorough cybersecurity policies tend to falter, becoming mere documents rather than living guidelines that shape daily behavior. Complacency quickly sneaks into offices where everyone assumes someone else is managing cyber risks. Humorous yet cautionary tales abound regarding how employees deftly sidestep cybersecurity responsibilities. Some offices circulate anecdotes of people casually ignoring security updates, postponing mandatory training sessions, or openly joking about password sharing as if it were office folklore. Others tell tales of colleagues who, faced with clear cyber threats, responded with statements like, "I didn't think that warning applied to me," or "I figured information technology had it covered," unwittingly transforming themselves into cybersecurity liabilities. These stories aren't just amusing, they underline how quickly responsibility avoidance can lead to serious vulnerabilities in an organization's digital defense. Traditional cybersecurity training sessions often struggle to keep employees awake, let alone engaged. Employees frequently dread these sessions because they're perceived as tedious obligations, filled with lengthy slideshows, technical jargon, and mandatory attendance. Unfortunately, when employees mentally check out, the critical cybersecurity lessons become mere background noise, greatly diminishing their effectiveness. It's not the subject matter itself that's problematic, rather, the monotonous delivery methods are largely responsible for lulling even the most conscientious workers into boredom-induced comas. To effectively combat training fatigue, innovative and enjoyable methods are essential. Organizations are increasingly turning cybersecurity training into engaging experiences, such as interactive quizzes and games that stimulate participation and promote active learning. Imagine cybersecurity-themed escape rooms, where teams must solve puzzles involving phishing clues, password cracking challenges, or data protection scenarios to successfully exit the room. These lively methods foster genuine enthusiasm, making cybersecurity memorable and helping lessons stick far longer than traditional lectures or presentations. Humor plays a surprisingly potent role in cybersecurity training, serving as a vehicle to deliver essential messages in an engaging and memorable manner. Incorporating memes, funny cybersecurity fails, or entertaining video skits can not only grab employees' attention, but also significantly enhance retention. One notable example is a company that created a humorous video series depicting exaggerated cybersecurity blunders, showcasing characters who repeatedly fell victim to obvious scams, eliciting laughter while subtly teaching viewers how to recognize and avoid similar pitfalls. This comedic approach quickly became popular, transforming mandatory training sessions into events that employees genuinely looked forward to attending. Humor's effectiveness goes beyond simple entertainment. It actively aids memory retention. Research consistently shows that emotional responses, especially laughter, are closely linked to enhanced memory and recall. Companies capitalizing on humor-driven cybersecurity training consistently report improved compliance and greater employee awareness, underscoring the effectiveness of laughter as an educational tool. The presence of humor not only dismantles barriers to learning, but also encourages a more relaxed atmosphere, where employees are comfortable discussing cybersecurity openly, ultimately fostering a stronger overall security culture. Another highly effective way to capture employees' attention and underscore the importance of cybersecurity involves storytelling. People naturally resonate with narratives, making stories an exceptional medium for communicating complex or abstract cybersecurity concepts. Real-life accounts of cyber incidents, particularly those detailing near misses and narrow escapes, humanize threats, making them relatable and tangible rather than abstract technical issues. Hearing about a peer who narrowly avoided a costly phishing scam or a company that barely averted a catastrophic breach helps employees internalize the importance of cybersecurity in a meaningful, lasting way. Interactive storytelling sessions, humorously dubbed cyber campfires, further amplify the power of narrative in cybersecurity training. Employees gather in informal, relaxed settings where cyber experts share real-world experiences, encouraging questions, discussions, and shared insights. This format not only makes cybersecurity more approachable, but also fosters a sense of camaraderie and collective responsibility among employees. Participants find themselves emotionally invested in the narratives, making them far more likely to remember and apply the lessons learned in their daily tasks. Rewarding employees for proactive cybersecurity behavior significantly boosts engagement and vigilance. Introducing incentives such as gift cards, additional vacation hours, or simple public acknowledgments encourages employees to actively participate in cybersecurity efforts rather than merely going through the motions. Gamifying cybersecurity, transforming it into a competitive yet collaborative experience, has proven especially effective. Leaderboards, friendly team competitions, or digital badges awarded for exemplary security habits tap into natural competitive instincts, motivating employees to outperform their peers and elevating overall cybersecurity awareness. Creative perks offered to cybersecurity heroes can further cement these positive behaviors. Imagine granting premium parking spaces to individuals who consistently identify and report phishing attempts, or featuring top performers on the company's intranet as cyber champions. Such recognition reinforces desired behaviors, inspires others to participate proactively, and helps embed cybersecurity deeply within organizational culture. Celebrating employees who successfully identify threats not only acknowledges their contributions, but also inspires continued vigilance across the entire workforce. Phishing emails remain one of the most prevalent and effective social engineering tactics. Despite widespread awareness, many employees still overlook classic signs of phishing attempts, such as misspelled domain names, subtle grammatical errors, or awkwardly phrased urgent requests. Cybercriminals often deliberately craft these emails to trigger immediate emotional reactions, leveraging fear, curiosity, or excitement to bypass rational thought. By exploiting basic psychological triggers, scammers turn even savvy employees into unsuspecting victims who willingly surrender credentials or click malicious links. Examples of phishing schemes range from clever to bizarre, showcasing just how creative cybercriminals can be. Employees might encounter fake invoices from familiar vendors, emails impersonating human resources departments with urgent requests for personal data, or even bizarre scenarios like a message from a distant relative promising an unexpected inheritance. To seem legitimate, scammers use familiar company logos, spoof sender addresses, or reference ongoing projects gleaned from publicly available information. These nuanced details can fool even vigilant recipients, highlighting the importance of continuously sharpening detection skills. To help employees recognize phishing tactics effectively, interactive and engaging quizzes like Spot the Phish have emerged as excellent tools. In these quizzes, participants review examples of authentic versus malicious emails, testing their ability to identify red flags in a low-stakes educational environment. Such exercises not only sharpen awareness, but also reinforce best practices in a way that feels more like a game than training. Employees often enjoy challenging their peers, turning cybersecurity education into a competitive yet enjoyable experience. Spear phishing takes standard phishing tactics a step further, personalizing attacks with frightening accuracy by weaponizing personal data from social media and professional profiles. Attackers gather information about employees' roles, connections, interests, and routines from platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, or even company websites. With these details, they craft highly tailored emails that convincingly impersonate trusted individuals or colleagues. For instance, employees might receive targeted emails referencing specific projects, recent company events, or personal hobbies, dramatically increasing the likelihood of engagement. Hyper-targeted spear phishing scams often succeed because they blend familiarity with urgency, coaxing employees into bypassing their usual scrutiny. A classic example is the chief executive officer fraud, where attackers impersonate top executives to demand urgent wire transfers, confidential documents, or employee credentials. Numerous chief executive officers and senior leaders have fallen victim to these schemes, sometimes costing companies millions in financial losses and reputational damage. Sharing real-world stories of these breaches serves as a powerful reminder that even the most experienced leaders aren't immune from sophisticated social engineering. Cybersecurity works best when it's approached like a team sport, where everyone understands their role, contributes their strengths, and works collaboratively to secure the entire organization. A united front against cyber threats doesn't simply mean implementing strong technical defenses. It also involves fostering regular communication and collaboration between departments. Breaking down organizational silos allows teams to quickly share insights, warnings, and best practices, creating a more resilient overall security posture. Friendly competitions, such as department versus department phishing challenge tournaments or leaderboards recognizing quick threat identification, can effectively boost security awareness while also nurturing camaraderie among colleagues. One proven team-building approach involves interactive cybersecurity exercises. For instance, organizations host mock cyber incidents or tabletop simulations, where cross-departmental groups work together to resolve staged breaches, phishing outbreaks, or malware scenarios. These collaborative exercises vividly illustrate the interconnectedness of roles, reinforcing the critical concept that cybersecurity isn't confined to the information technology department alone. Employees gain appreciation for the contributions of their colleagues and see firsthand how their own vigilance impacts organizational security, motivating continued engagement. Making cybersecurity personal is another critical step towards ingraining security awareness into daily habits. Employees are far more likely to embrace cybersecurity when they recognize its direct relevance to their personal lives. Protecting financial information, social media profiles, or even their own digital identities. Campaigns cleverly reminding employees to protect your passwords like your snacks, don't share, or similar playful slogans can effectively reinforce critical security behaviors. Analogies like locking your computer screen the same way you'd lock your car before leaving it unattended help employees grasp security concepts intuitively, linking workplace habits directly to behaviors they practice naturally outside the office. Personal motivation is key. When individuals understand how cybersecurity directly impacts their own privacy and safety, they become invested in maintaining vigilance. For example, highlighting how weak passwords can compromise not just company data, but also personal banking or social media accounts makes the risk real, relatable, and urgent. Companies that tie personal cybersecurity practices to workplace training often see higher compliance rates and a stronger sense of collective responsibility. When cybersecurity becomes part of daily life rather than a bureaucratic obligation, the message sticks far more effectively. An effective cybersecurity culture must also include active and visible leadership support. Executive buy-in significantly enhances the effectiveness of cybersecurity initiatives because employees closely observe and emulate the behaviors of company leaders. When executives consistently model secure behaviors, such as following strict password protocols, participating actively in training, or publicly endorsing cybersecurity campaigns, they send a clear message. cybersecurity is a critical priority that everyone, at every level, must take seriously. Leaders who champion cybersecurity efforts create an atmosphere where employees feel encouraged to follow suit, making secure behavior a cultural norm rather than an exception. There are numerous examples of successful cybersecurity cultures driven by proactive executives. One chief executive officer famously introduced mandatory cybersecurity pop quizzes in management meetings, openly participating and rewarding correct answers to reinforce training importance. Another senior executive regularly circulated friendly yet pointed reminders about cybersecurity best practices and publicly praised departments with exceptional cybersecurity records. Leadership visibility and involvement transformed cybersecurity from a technical issue into an organizational value, deeply embedding security into the corporate culture. A cybersecurity culture also thrives when there's a strong emphasis on transparent, blame-free reporting mechanisms. Employees must feel confident reporting suspicious activities or potential breaches without fear of negative consequences or ridicule. When organizations eliminate the traditional blame game in cybersecurity incidents, focusing instead on learning and improvement, employees become valuable early warning systems rather than fearful participants who might conceal critical issues. Establishing anonymous reporting channels for cybersecurity threats has led many organizations to successfully prevent potentially devastating breaches by catching issues early. Stories abound of anonymous tips that thwarted cyber attacks, demonstrating the significant advantage of cultivating a secure reporting environment. Organizations that publicly acknowledge and celebrate such anonymous contributions foster trust among their teams. Employees become more confident and willing to report suspicious events, knowing their concerns will be taken seriously and handled constructively. This transparency reinforces a strong, collective cybersecurity mentality, empowering every employee as a critical defender against cyber threats. Developing a robust cybersecurity culture often requires embedding cyber ambassadors across departments to serve as advocates and frontline defenders. These ambassadors aren't necessarily cybersecurity experts by training. Instead, they're enthusiastic employees trained specifically to identify potential threats, promote best practices, and educate colleagues in day-to-day scenarios. Ambassadors typically take on responsibilities such as explaining complex security concepts in relatable ways, organizing quick cyber tips during departmental meetings, and keeping an eye out for suspicious activities within their team. Their accessibility and familiarity often allow them to detect subtle signs of trouble that might escape the notice of formal information technology security teams. Numerous organizations have benefited significantly from establishing cyber ambassadors. In one notable example, an ambassador in a finance department recognized an unusual email impersonating a vendor, alerting colleagues before anyone clicked malicious attachments. Another ambassador in a human resources department noticed discrepancies in employee information requests, preventing a possible data breach by flagging it early. Beyond specific incidents, the ongoing presence of ambassadors shifts the workplace mindset toward proactive security, gradually changing behaviors and elevating cybersecurity awareness from mere compliance to active vigilance. To truly prepare employees to face sophisticated cyber threats, organizations implement realistic cyber drills and simulations, effectively cyber fire drills. These exercises place employees in scenarios mimicking real-life attacks, such as widespread phishing attempts, simulated ransomware outbreaks, or data breach responses. The hands-on nature of these drills ensures participants practice exactly how to react under pressure, significantly boosting preparedness. However, these drills don't have to be somber. Humorous mishaps from botched simulations, like employees enthusiastically reporting benign emails or wildly overreacting to minor alerts, often provide memorable teaching moments while also keeping the atmosphere engaging and approachable. Interactive simulation tools have proven especially effective because they immerse employees in engaging cybersecurity experiences. Platforms allowing users to virtually experience being on the receiving end of attacks or navigating simulated security breaches foster practical learning that traditional presentations rarely match. To keep participants on their toes, many organizations add surprise elements or twists midway through drills, reflecting the unpredictability of actual cyber threats. These unexpected scenarios keep training fresh, reinforcing essential security concepts and critical response procedures in an exciting, memorable fashion. And continuous learning is critical to stay ahead of hackers whose tactics evolve daily. Rather than relying solely on annual compliance training, which often becomes outdated and forgotten, companies are embracing shorter, frequent training sessions that deliver bite-sized cybersecurity wisdom. Brief monthly refreshers, quick tip videos, or 5-minute cyber shorts highlighting recent scams keep employees continuously updated without overwhelming them. Frequent, manageable training sessions effectively reinforce security habits, creating an ongoing dialogue about cybersecurity rather than a yearly obligation. Employees generally prefer and respond positively to quick training bursts that fit seamlessly into busy workdays. Short lessons or mini-courses that employees can complete at their convenience, such as quick quizzes delivered via mobile apps or engaging videos shared weekly, provide immediate, practical takeaways without the fatigue associated with lengthy training sessions. These concise yet impactful resources help employees internalize critical security principles, keeping cyber awareness top of mind consistently rather than fading between infrequent training sessions. Another powerful yet often overlooked tactic involves actively harnessing employees' innovative ideas to bolster cybersecurity. Employees working in diverse roles often see creative security solutions that technical teams might overlook, precisely because they approach issues differently. Organizations benefit greatly by encouraging and seriously considering employee suggestions, such as novel methods for reporting suspicious emails, creative password management systems, or unique campaigns that raise security awareness in engaging ways. Public recognition of employees' contributions fosters pride and motivates further engagement, creating a positive feedback loop that continually strengthens cybersecurity practices. Stories of employees proactively outsmarting cyber threats before information technology even notices are particularly inspiring. For instance, a marketing specialist once identified and blocked a sophisticated phishing attack due to subtle language inconsistencies long before any system alert triggered. Similarly, administrative assistants have spotted clever attempts at executive impersonation emails, promptly warning leadership and avoiding potentially damaging scenarios. Celebrating these successes publicly reinforces the value of employee vigilance, empowering everyone to view cybersecurity as not merely a job for the information technology department, but a shared responsibility where everyone can and should play an active, innovative role. Conclusion: empowering employees as active participants in cybersecurity doesn't merely reinforce an organization's defenses, it transforms the workplace into a culture of vigilant, proactive security champions. Rather than relying solely on technical solutions, businesses that engage their workforce through interactive, personalized, and enjoyable cybersecurity training methods build lasting awareness and resilience against ever-evolving threats. Leadership involvement, a transparent reporting culture, and recognizing employee contributions amplify the effectiveness of these initiatives, embedding security into daily routines. Ultimately, turning employees into active cyber warriors equips organizations to face future threats confidently, creating a truly effective human firewall. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Podcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for bestseller cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure, stay vigilant,